Mwahaha! Welcome back as Halloween continues right before Halloween, as this week I take a look at the Gremlins. Now, Gremlins was a movie directed by Steven Spielberg that came out in 1984. And what are gremlins, you might ask? Well, they're adorable, cute little fellows like Gizmo here, our main character, and they're actually called mogwai. They're a really rare race of little Chinese creatures that have long thought to have been extinct, but they're not, and you can take them home with you as a pet. And they're cute and adorable, and they'll mimic all types of human behaviors and personalities, and have cute little personalities all their own, just like Gizmo here. Now, there's only 3 rules you have to remember. Don't get them wet, don't expose them to direct sunlight, and never ever feed them after midnight. Now, why never feed them after midnight? Because if you do, they'll turn into horrible little gremlins like Spike here, Gizmo's main villain, and they'll go crazy, ransacking your kitchen, getting drunk, smoking cigarettes, and worst of all, trying to murder you. Now, the Gremlins did so well that in 1990 a sequel came out called Gremlins 2, and that was even crazier than the first one, with what appears to look like cross-dressing, and who even knows what else is going on in this photo. But you have a female gremlin now that, while she likes to murder her victims, also likes to kiss them beforehand. Now, the series did so well that there was a Gremlin cereal that came out, which is kind of ironic. Just make sure you don't eat that after midnight. And, of course, a few video games were released for the series as well. Gremlins came out on the Atari 2600, where you play a man trying to keep the mogwai from getting to the food, presumably after midnight, so they don't turn into gremlins and kill everyone in the neighborhood. There was also a release that came out for the Commodore 64, where there's a text-based video game in which you have to make decisions described on items and situations in the room. There was also a Gremlins 2 video game that came out for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this entailed Gizmo exploring the world and trying to avoid traps laid down by Spike and getting rid of the evil batch of gremlins once and for all, so the little mogwai can just be peaceful and not try to go around killing everyone. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the Gremlins toys that I have here, and as you can see, I have a trio of mischief. Now, first we have Gizmo here, and he's about 4 inches tall and fully posable. Very cute with his big brown eyes, and looks completely harmless, but just make sure you never get any water on him and never feed him after midnight, or that's going to be a whole other story. But I really like the big ears, and everything about him is just very adorable and posable, so he's really a cute little fellow. Now we have next to him someone who looks just like him, but isn't quite as cute, and this is Spike, as you can see by his little spiky tuft of hair on the top of his head. And this was one of the mogwai that just didn't want to get along like everybody else. He started eating and getting into all kinds of trouble, and he ended up being one of the worst out of all the little mogwai. He eventually turned into Spike, and this is Spike in his gremlin form, and as you can see, he's quite a spooky character here. Has some really cool yellow and green marked skin and really evil looking teeth, and kept his spike on the back of his head, but he looks really cool with the big ears and the green and yellow color scheme, and those big teeth are enough to get anybody shaken in their boots, so be careful, or you just might be in for a visit from a gremlin tonight. Ha 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 ha. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Gremlins with me this week, and hope you all have a great Halloween. Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #KimioRetro. See you next time.